Alright, so first thing you want to do is open Roblox Studio. If you don't have it installed, I put a link in the description to an article on Roblox detailing how to do it, so just pause the video, complete all the steps, and then come back. To those who already have it installed, great job. We can continue with the lesson. Alright, so we want to create a world. Just follow what I've done. Click New, and choose this base plate because it's pretty useful for building. Alright, so right off the bat, if my studio doesn't match yours, it's because I have dark theme on. If you want to turn that on, just go here, studio settings, studio, scroll down till you see general, theme, dark. Normally it'll be default. There's light theme, which is default, and dark. I like dark, so here's dark. Right. Then I just have these two tabs open. So explore and properties in the view menu, so there's output as well, but we don't really need that. Just start with explore and properties. We should be good. Alright, so now how do we navigate the game window? Is right click to look around, move with the camera, WASD to move forwards, left, backwards, and right. So just like how you would in a normal game. Yeah, shift slows you down. So this is if you want to get into, really close details and stuff. But we're not using that now. And Q is down, E is up. Right now I'm pressing E, Q brings you down. Very cool. F brings you to view, so if you zoom out pretty far and press F, it'll take you right back to the part. Very useful. Alright, so let's get it apart. Let's get into the fun building stuff. So this is a part. You click the part tool there. You can also add other parts like spheres, cylinders, all that types of stuff. You can explore it. This is just telling you what everything does. By all means, do explore because it's really fun to just go around clicking everything you see and seeing what it does. Alright, so next up we have Material Manager. Now this used to be called Materials, but now it's called Material Manager and comes with a bunch of other stuff. So let's make this ball force field. This looks pretty cool, I guess. So you want to either click the small button here. Where is it? Force field. Alright, there you go. It's like a crystal ball. Let's make this one brick. And the cylinder can just be diamond plate. Yeah, so this is materials. Yeah, all cool. We're going to delete a few. And then we're going to move on to how we manipulate this. And by manipulating, I mean how we move it, rotate it, and scale it. So let's say I want to match this square here. Obviously, you can scale it to whatever you want. We just simply click the scale tool, which scale means to change the size of. So now this is 4x4. The move tool moves it here. Blue is the z-axis, X is red, and Y is green. If you're ever confused, just look over here. It'll tell you. So Z is blue, Y is green, and X is red. Also, this is pretty useful. This shows you the camera from different views, so we can even get to the corner here, focusing in that direction. But I want to focus in this direction because it looks nice. But yeah, so these tools up here, these four tools here have keybinds. The keybinds are Command 1, 2, 3, 4. So according to 1, 2, 3, 4 up here. And if you're in Windows, it would just be Control 1, 2, 3, 4. There's also this tool here, Transform, which is, I don't really use that much. It's pretty much all the tools in one. Kind of confusing. I don't know, it's distracting, but pretty straightforward. Rotating this axis. Yeah. I don't really know how to move that well in this, but I'm sure you could find a way around that. But yeah, I'd recommend sticking to this a lot. So X, Z, Y. So rotate, same thing. Also, for the move and rotate, there are increments you can change and rotate angles. So right now we can rotate at 22.5. We can also just make it so 1 degree each, or we can do 90 degrees. So since it's, yeah, we can just do 90. Yeah. Or 45. 45 is good as well. So these are just, dividing into eighths. Also, when you're using the select tool or scale or whatever, if you want to quickly rotate, you just click R and T. R is like rotating there, and T is just rotating this way, this way, and this way. All right, so that's basically all of these tools done. Now, one thing you can do with the scale tool is pretty cool, pretty useful as well. If you hold on Command or Control, you can actually do mirror resize, which is changing the scale across on the opposite side. So if you want to make a wall, let's say, right, you can just do that and it'll make one equal. Oh wait, so that's blocked. Bring it up about to that height. Let's see, and there you go. The reason it stopped is because it collided with this, and if I'm pulling this, obviously it can't go through. You can turn collisions off over here and should go through. Yeah, it's going through right now. So we go down, whoop, here it is, pop out through the base plate. There you go. Okay, so, well, this is the Explorer tab. You can add stuff into workspace. This is basically the world, the game world that you're seeing right here. We can add a part, and where is it? This part, is it up here? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, this is the new part that we added into workspace. You just right click or press the plus icon, and then we can insert a part or an object. We'll use insert object later on, not in this tutorial, to add a bunch of these other things, but not in this episode. After we have something, we can cut this object by pressing Command X or Control X. Basically, it copies and deletes the object, and then you can just paste it with Command V, Control V on Windows, and Command C is copy without deleting. And delete is obviously just delete when you're selecting something. All right, this is the Properties tab here. So let's say we have this. Properties are basically features of an object. So right now, the appearance features are brick color, which is basically the color of the brick. So we can make that. Material, which is any of these in the dropdown. Plastic, sand, change the color, brick color. Thinking, oh, this is good sand. Yeah. So using that R and T thing just now. So here we have sand. All right. Also, if you want to make glass, you could add a part here. Let's say make glass. But here you can change the material to anything. Ice works if you want. You just change the material to diamond plate if you want. But transparency here basically makes it transparent. So this looks like glass, but it's actually just metal. I'm gonna change this back to plastic. There. All right. It's glass if you want to make it. Also, I'll show you what happens. So go up here, duplicate. Oh yeah, duplicate is Command D. So there's this property called anchored, which is quite useful in the game. So notice how the one on the right is anchored. So you scroll down a bit, anchored, and the other one isn't. Let's see what happens when we run. So up here is the run button, the play button, sorry, not the run button. So as you see, the right one stays up and the left one falls down. That's because what anchored does is it makes the part, well, anchored, so it stays in its position here. It doesn't move, doesn't fall, it doesn't rotate. It can't. Even if you pushed it with, like, I don't know, some other object, it will not move. It is there forever and ever. Obviously, you can change that in a script or just by unticking it, so it's unaffected by Roblox's physics, unlike this, which falls down. Yeah, so these are all the important tabs for now. Over here, effects and constraints. So, part. if we add an effect, so let's say fire, there's fire. We can also add smoke like so. So you can use those. There's more effects. By all means, like I said before, just explore everything, see how everything works. Sparkles, all these things. Test them out yourselves. And yeah, there's also these constraints here. So I want to show you something. So as we know, this part's anchored over here on the right. This one's anchored. So I'm gonna take this and put it here. I'm gonna turn collisions off because that's really annoying. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put it here. So this is unanchored, so this will fall. I'm gonna make a constraint. So I'm gonna add a constraint here. I'm gonna add a rope from here to here. So you're just gonna click this drop down here. There are a bunch of other things, but right now I think the one that most people will use is either spring, rope, or hinge. Actually, yeah. We won't really use vector force, torque yet. Obviously, these are useful if you wanna play with Roblox's physics. Then go ahead. But yeah, here is the object. So the rope is dangling the part. All right, so these are all the tools that I want to introduce to you guys in the first video. But before we leave, I actually want you to test out everything you made here. So I've created 3 confidence-based challenges, one being fairly confident and 3 being super confident. So for the first challenge, I want you to build a table, for the second, a window, and for the third, a campfire. You'll have 5 minutes to complete either one, depending on how confident you are. You can pause now and join back later. Alright, so welcome back. Here we are. We gotta run through a couple of things first. So if you go here to test, we actually have a play button, a run. Now these two are different. I'll click run first. Alright, so it looks almost like nothing happened, but the game is running. So the only thing is we aren't playing it. So we can watch everything that's going on in the game. Wait, so we can bring this up. Oops, wait. So essentially what it does is it runs the game without us, the player, spawning in. So we can just see how the world runs on its own, making it especially useful for testing. There you go. It's quite big, so yeah. That's basically what run does. It runs the game without us in there, and play, same thing up here. It just runs the game with us, so we can walk around, interact with everything. You can save the game by pressing Command S or Control S, and it'll bring up this menu here where you can change the name of your game. I'm gonna call it Game Dev World. I'll obviously delete everything and change it, but Team Create off, and your game's saved to Roblox. And you can just exit anytime, but make sure you click Command S or press File and click Save to Roblox. Roblox does autosave, but I don't really trust it, so make sure you just click Save to Roblox after. So yeah, that's gonna be everything in today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more or have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next episode where we cover scripting, and the rest of the video is going to be scripting and building and all these things you do to make a game all combined. It's not really just one thing, it's all, that's why it's a game dev tutorial. It's not really just a scripting tutorial, it's sort of like building the game from scratch. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video, sub, and hit the bell to be notified when I upload, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.